Hello. Today I want to talk to you about these adjustable bangle bracelets. I actually don't know the real name for them, but they've been out for quite a long time and they've remained popular. Now you can make these yourself and I will show you how to do that. However, whenever I make them, I use a 16 gauge wire. That's the thickest wire that I can actually comfortably work with. And they just lose their shape. Now, if you're comfortable with a 14 or a 12 gauge, maybe they would keep their shape better. I don't know. Maybe it's my technique. I don't know that either. But in any case, when I show you today, I'm going to show you using just 20 gauge wire. You don't want to use 20 gauge wire for this. I'm just doing it because it's easier for me. But having said all that, I found these at Walmart. You get 15 pieces. They call it Add a Charm bracelet base. And you get 15 pieces for $9.28. So like 62 cents a piece. So it's very reasonable. You get silver and you get gold. And once I show you how to make your own base, then we'll go ahead and put this one together. Now, like I say, I'm using 20 gauge wire here. Not what you want to use. Use a much thicker gauge wire. I have a wire cutter, round nose plier, a couple of chain nose pliers. I have a head pin. And then I have 3 different things here. One of them has no way of connecting, which is why we're going to use a head pin. It's just a little 6mm crystal bead. It's Rondell, I think. And then I have one that actually has its own loop already pre-made. And then I have one that you can add a jump ring to. I have a jump ring. Actually, I have a couple in case this one doesn't work out. I've had this like probably 10 years. I don't know if it's going to break when I start bending it or not. And then I have something to wrap my wire around. Now this I got from Tractor Supply. You can get it from any hardware type store. And this is a 1.5 inch PVC coupling. Now when I wrap wire around this, this is the size of my wrist. So you can either get an actual bracelet mandrel or find something like this, maybe something around the house, maybe a can of spray paint or what have you that will work for your size wrist. Okay, enough talking. Let's get started. Okay, so here we go. We're going to wrap this around this PVC pipe. And we're going to wrap it. We're not going to meet up. We're going to go beyond that point. Now, how much of your bracelet that you want to be like this is up to you. But I'm just going to go beyond that point, keeping in mind that we're going to turn the ends up, so we're going to lose some of our length there. So that's probably good for me. Just cut that off. Now I'm going to leave this on this pipe. Or what was it? A coupling. While I bend these wires. So you're going to bend these wires over top of each other. So we're going to take one end and I don't know, 1/2 inch or so down. We're going to make a bend in it. So that basically it goes over top of the wire. Then we're going to go on the other side and we're going to repeat it. We're going to go over top of the wire and make that bend. So this is what we have. All right, at this point, we're going to make a loop. We're going to begin our loop, and the size of these loops is up to you, whatever size you want to make them. So we're going to begin this loop, Nothing fancy, just a plain old loop. And then we're going to slip it onto the wire. And then continue on and close that loop up. Like that. Now it's a simple matter of repeating that process on the other side. Let's begin our loop. Put the wire through it. Well, that loop is much different. You might want to use bail making pliers, make your loops exactly the same or however you want to. And there we have it. We have basically the same thing. Now this is not holding any kind of shape because it's only 20 gauge wire, but you get the idea of how to make these bracelets. As I said, I don't really make them anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to decorate this one that we purchased already made. So we'll begin with our bead. And we're going to use a head pin on this. And you can do this with, of course, any type of bead or anything that you have that does not have anything on it. Well, is there a head on my head pin? Maybe this bead maybe this bead's end is too big. Hole is too big, I don't know. Maybe I should have tried it first. Ah, okay. I think there was no head on that head pin. All right, so we're just going to make it just like we would any other wrapped loop. So we're going to bend it down. Place our pliers right on top of that bend. Bring our wire all the way around. Adjust your plier. Keep going. So that we just have a little loop here. Now let's open that up. Oh, this wire is really thick. Is my loop too small? Maybe. Tighten it up. Looks like it might work out okay. Let's get these skinny things in here, see if it can help us out here. So you want to keep in mind what size wire you're placing this on. Okay, so we've gotten this far. Now we're just going to wrap our loop, just like we would any other project we were making. And of course, we're going to cut this off and then really squeeze in that wire so we have nothing sharp there. So we have our first piece of decoration on our bracelet. Cover your eyes. Oh, look there. Didn't even shoot anywhere. And you know how to get these really tightened in so that you don't have any wire sticking out that can poke or hurt you, so we're not going to spend much time on that. So we have our first piece on. Now the next thing we have is a charm with a loop, so this is where our jump ring is going to come in to play. Just going to open up our jump ring, put it onto our little bear here, or whatever charm you're using. We're going to place it. Now make sure that you're going to put them, you can put these anywhere on the bracelet you want, but if you're doing it this way, you want everything to be on this same area. Go ahead and close that up. So now we have our little bead and our bear, which brings us to this one that I hopefully is going to not fall apart when I open it up. Let's try it. So far so good. Going to go to that same section of the bracelet. and go ahead and stick it on and then close it back up. Now, with the holidays coming, these would make really great gifts. Very inexpensive. And you can buy charms and such in packs where you get a bunch in a pack without a whole lot of money. And you could get those to go with these bases. So here we are. Here is our little bracelet, all done that quick and easy. And of course it would open up for you to put it on and then close it back up once you have it on your wrist. So there you go. That's it. 3 different styles on the one bracelet and 3 different ways of attaching them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this very short, simple video. And thank you so much for watching.